to talk to you. You're just full of it. You're absolutely full of it. You know what? Why don't you just do something better with your time than harass people who are just seeking medical care?
Medical care for who, ma'am?
Yes, for themselves, because
What
they
about
have a right to it. They are not doing anything illegal. You're just a perverted,
Ma'am,
fundamentalist.
slavery was once legal as well. So that means we've kept it around?
Oh, brother, you're just playing a tape. You're making absolutely no sense, and you should just go home.
No,
I'm
ma'am.
serious.
Those are actually your arguments. Those aren't our arguments. You see, just
You know,
because
this crap
abortion,
about safe space.
just because abortion
BS.
is legal, that doesn't make it moral. So that
You know what?
argument is
That
completely
your
fallacious.
Business. That's your business. If you think it's wrong, that's your business. Don't get an abortion. But gee, guess what? You're a guy. You don't have.
I live down the street. You're too loud. That's above
Yeah,
80
and
decibels.
by the way, you are breaking the law.
No, we're not.
This is disorderly conduct.
No, it's
You're
not.
too loud. Yes, it is.
No, ma'am.
It is a city ordinance.
Ma'am,
This is
you have
disorderly
really
conduct.
you have really no position to be arguing about law when you stand for the death of children.
Dude, it's legal. So
is
shut
slavery.
up.
So is slavery.
Oh, please.
That's your argument.
No, it's not.
It was legal then. Was it okay?
That's irrelevant, and
No,
it's
it's
completely
exactly
aside
your
from this
argument.
discussion.
Your argument is
No,
if it's legal, it's okay, it's moral.
No.
So is slavery.
Because there is nothing wrong with abortion. That's
With
the
slaughtering
problem.
children?
It's not slaughtering children. These are fetuses.
That
it's
means
not the
that
same
why
thing.
are you speaking Latin? Fetus means a little small child.
Oh, it does not.
It does.
Babies
Look
are
it up.
born.
Look at the
When
etymology.
you're talking about, and you know what, don't even talk science. You just have this fundamentalist view that everybody should follow, and you don't care about the rights of women. You don't care that this is just your
I care about the
moral
rights of
view.
these women.
No,
The little
you
women
just
that go in
care
there.
about your own agenda. Just
Well,
go to
ma'am,
church.
we both have
Why don't you
agendas.
serve the
We
community
both-
and
we
do
both-
something
that's
good?
what we're doing right
All
now.
you're doing is shouting
That's what we're
and
doing right
screaming
now.
at
We're
people.
not shouting.
You know what? You're not making
Your
a difference.
voice is actually
you are
higher
not
than
making
mine.
any bit of difference at all.
Can I show you? You want to see Carmelo? He's
don't
alive
care.
today because of this work. Is that a
Oh,
difference?
please.
Would you like to see?
No.
Back to the science. Did you know that from the moment of conception, it has all the biological components of a human being? The only difference is size, level of development,
That's
environment, and
also
degree of
a load of
dependence.
crap.
That's a fact.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you really need to do your homework. Most pro-choice advocates today just say, yes, it's a human, yes, it's a child, but we should still be able to kill it. Your argument is about 40
You know what?
years too
I think
old.
it's convenient that you're just a bunch of men over here standing like
Ma'am,
this.
why would you presume on what I identify as?
Because
In this day and age, you're going to presume that I'm a man just by looking at me? How do you know what gender I identify as?
you're a Christian extremist. And
Christian
you're imposing
extremist.
your views onto other people.
So
you're
ma'am,
obviously
you're doing
a
that
male
right
and-
now, ma'am. That's hypocrisy. You're here imposing your views upon me at the moment.
No, I'm not.
It's hypocrisy. You just did. You called me a religious
What?
extremist.
Why are you out here if you're not pushing your views on people?
No, we're trying to protect the people from harassment from people like you.
Ma'am, you came over here to us.
Yeah, because
That's Carmelo. You said
Look,
we're doing no good. He's
beautiful
alive.
baby.
He's alive today.
That's a beautiful
He
baby.
was moments away from death. Should he be dead?
I don't know. I don't know anything
That's
about
what you're
this
arguing
person.
for. The babies that are going in there
I do not know anything
today.
about this story.
The
I don't know
babies.
anything
I'll
about
tell you the
this
story.
person.
She was in pre-op. The
And
father.
so you're trying to change the
father
law
heard
for
us.
people.
The father heard us, and he went in and got her out. He'd be dead today if you had your way.
Hey,
Should he be dead?
hey, I was sleeping in this morning and you disturbed my peace.
You should be more concerned that those
Turn-
babies
turn
being
that
murdered
down
than
a
whether or
little
not
bit,
you were
please.
asleep.
Sir, get it. If you want to get something that tests the decibel level, you can. This is Carmelo. Should he be dead?
That's not even a relevant argument.
It's very
It really
relevant.
isn't.
It's what's
no,
happening
it's not.
today.
It is not, because I can point out many cases where women are victims of incest, or they're victims of rape,
Okay,
or their fetuses are killing them.
Their little child.
Or they can't. You keep correcting me with that, and that doesn't mean anything.
Because that's what the word means.
No, let me tell you this. That does not mean anything to me. Okay.
The word.
So
definitions
just
don't
cut
matter.
it off, because
Definitions
it's
don't
irrelevant.
Matter. Definitions don't matter.
It matters in that the sense that what you're describing as this thing is
Baby.
not okay. It's
Human.
not a baby.
Human.
It's a baby by definition after it's born.
No.
Babies, when the baby,
Ma'am, no.
when the child can live
Ma'am,
separate
that's-
from the
that's-
mother, when the child is a fetus, it's part of the mother.
When it's a little child, it's part of the
It
mother.
requires the mother's body
Sure.
to survive.
Of course. That's how
And
you came into the world too.
Yes, and
Yes.
when that separation occurs, that's when it becomes
So we
a
should
baby.
be able to slaughter a child
It's
based
not
upon
slaughter.
where it's
Just like,
located.
you know what?
So
in
your argument
Psalms,
is location.
In the book of Psalms,
Yes.
they actually did do infanticide, and it
I'm
was
sorry?
yes, they did.
Where?
I can look it up for you, but they talk about blessed be the man who
So
smashes
dashes the baby against the rocks. That was an imprecatory passage about the enemies of God had been slaughtering the Israelites' children by doing just that. And so it's essentially an imprecatory psalm basically saying justice should be done to them and let it be done to them in war, which was done to us, the Israelites. You really should do context and understand the meaning
Maybe
of the
so.
passage and the history.
I
Yes.
used to be a Sunday school teacher.
Okay.
So I know some Bible
and now
passages.
you're
I'm
you're
not a
standing
pro.
for this.
I'm not a scholar.
Okay.
I'll give you
Can
that.
I just point one
Obviously,
thing-
you
one
know
question
a
I
lot
have for
more
you?
about the Bible than I do.
One question. You
So-
brought up rape.
What?
You brought
Yeah.
up rape. What's wrong with rape?
It's okay. I see where you're going with this. I know what you're saying.
So can
It's
you-
like you're forcing your will onto somebody else, and here's the defenseless child whose will, and it's not the same thing.
How's
you
it
know,
not the same thing?
Because it is a fetus.
A baby.
Okay, here we go again.
Small
We're
child.
talking in circles.
Small-
All right. But let
small
me tell you
child.
this. You stand here and you're saying, get in your safe space and all this stuff. Like, we're not willing to engage. Yes, we are. But your arguments, you're like talking on a loop.
Do you notice that we've been challenging your position, and every time we do, you just change the subject or say we're not going to talk about it any longer?
No, I'm talking about your definitions and when you're talking about this is a fetus and this
Fetus
is a baby.
means small child.
Yeah, and you keep saying that. And
Because
you
it's
know,
a fact.
It's not a fact. It's
Research
not a
the
fact.
etymology of the
It's not
word.
a scientific, nor is it a medical fact.
No,
it is
no,
your
no.
opinion.
We're talking
It's
about
your
words.
Opinion.
Words would
Your
be the
words
word itself.
See, you're so frustrating to talk to because you're insisting on these words
Truth.
and these definitions.
Truth.
It's not truth. It's your truth.
Would you
It's
research
not
the
every-
etymology of the word before you say that it's not that?
It doesn't even make a difference.
It does. That's
Because
what the word means.
scientifically and medically, we know what the definition is.
Yes.
And that's what's
Right.
important. And you're going by your own definition and your own interpretation
No.
of science, which is very biased.
Ma'am,
and it's
would you do some research on the moment of conception? You would see that
a fertilized egg.
the fertilized egg at the moment of
So
conception
you
has
probably
its
believe
own
that
DNA.
birth control and
has its-
contraception is also
I believe
a form
any
of
birth
murder.
control that kills a baby is murder. Yes.
So the birth control pill is
Any-
murder
any-
in your definition.
Any pill that actually ends the life of a human being would be
And
malice
do
of
you realize how
forethought.
irrational you sound? Do you have
No,
any
ma'am.
clue
Have
at
you
all?
noticed that you're claiming something's irrational doesn't make it irrational. It
But here's the thing:
have
this
to
is
be
legal,
irrational.
and don't see.
So is
now you're
slavery.
going to go to the slavery argument. You
And
know
you
what?
haven't
This
answered
is too
it.
frustrating.
You haven't answered it.
You've brought up
Now
no
you're walking
response.
away.
No, because the slavery argument is not relevant.
Was it legal to kill Jews?
At some point, it doesn't. No,
Was
no,
it
no.
moral?
Thank you.
Your point is irrelevant.
It's completely irrelevant. You're saying it's irrelevant, ma'am, doesn't make it
the
irrelevant.
reason why it's legal is because it's the right thing to do.
according
it's
to
the right to
according to
probably the majority of people
so what's
on
slavery?
this planet.
That's the same argument for slavery. They said, well, it's legal
No,
and it's right for
because-
most of us. We have
See,
slaves.
I don't think I want to get into a
Any-
slavery
anything-
argument with you.
well, what
because-
I know you don't.
Because when
Of
you're
course you
talking
don't,
about
because it's called a
because you're
reductio.
Oh, whatever.
You're reducing to absurdity. Your
You're
arguments are
reducing to
reducing
absurdity.
Ma'am, can you just try to answer that?
What?
Well, at the time of slavery in the United States, slave owners said, look, it's on my property. I have the right to define what's a person or property on my property.
Because they are fully formed human beings with a conscience and with a will.
Thank
and
you.
they were okay.
Thank
and
you.
you're and see this is the thing.
So-
this is why I don't want to talk to you because you're trying to make these false equivalencies and they're not valid. And the thing is, you're going to keep going there. So that's why
Well,
I'm
no,
done.
no, you'll
that's
notice
why
you're
I'm
wa-
done.
you're walking
No,
away because
I'm
you don't
walking
have an
away
actual
because your
argument.
argument is irrelevant and it's ignorant.
It's completely
and
irrelevant.
it's extremely
At
biased.
the moment
so
of
you know what?
conception,
I'm wasting my time.
Of course you are. Now you're walking
It's
away.
not-
This is a typical.
You know what?
It's
Typical
a typical
what? You're
MO of a
typical.
Planned
You're
Parenthood
typical
supporter,
because you're
ma'am.
playing a loop, and you have
Ma'am.
rehearsed this many times.
Ma'am, I'm addressing your argumentation.
No, you're not.
I would
You're just
encourage
going,
you.
but
I would
you're
encourage you
resorting
to think.
your
You
own.
mentioned a moment ago that you were a Sunday school teacher.
I was.
Okay, so you're no longer a professing Christian.
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
So I want to encourage you to consider that your faith in the past, the fact that you've left now.
Is the dog mean? And also, do you want me to take that one?
You can take it, sure.
Yeah.
I just want to share with you the gospel.
I have
Christ
read the gospel.
is God,
What?
and He lived a life that was sinless, and He died for sinners and rose from the
That's
dead.
what you believe.
That's what He said.
That
And-
is what he said according to a book that you live by.
Well, the entire
and I do not
scriptures
live by
from
that
the-
book.
Right, I know you don't. That's obvious. But the Bible teaches that all of us are sinners. We're not better than you. We're sinners.
Well, you sure act like you are.
We're not. We're
With the way
sinners.
you scream
We're
at
sinners.
people, the way
Would
you
you
do.
scream at a man beating his wife?
No, I would pull him away. I would call the cops.
You would try to stop him.
Yes, of
Right.
course.
That's what we're doing.
All right. Fine. You got it.
God bless you. Turn from your sin, man. Come to Christ. He'll give you life.